Welcome back to Completing Football Manager 2024. This is nation number 20. It's Poland and my name's Anders. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy this video, remember to like it and get yourself subscribed down below as well. This series is the one where we are trying to complete every single nation on Football Manager 2024. That's 54 in total. And we're on number 20 with Poland. And it's only been sort of 2 months since we left Slovenia after a quick one-season dip in and winning a double. So we've been approached by Lechia Gdansk. And we are going to obviously take that role. Here we go in Poland. Right. They've offered us a 2-year contract. We've asked for the wage budget to be increased a little bit as well, because I think there's a lot of work to do to get these guys up to where we need to be, which is winning the Polish title. They were media prediction of 12th. And we'll have a look at what happened in the last season in a second. Let's just skip through all of this gumph and not meet the media, because that is the last thing we want to do. Right. Polish League. Let's get to it. We're there. That's the one we want to click on. We're starting at the beginning of the season. It's July the 11th. We're literally a couple of weeks away from the season starting. Media prediction of 12th. Season preview of 14th. This isn't going to be straightforward, that's for sure. Last season, finished 9th. So, better than the prediction. I mean, let's quickly look through. They were 4th a couple of years ago, but kind of bouncing. They're not even there that year? Okay, they got relegated a couple of years. Okay, I didn't realise that. They were relegated in 2058. That's 4 years ago. So we've got some building to do. They finished 12th, 4th, 9th in the 3 seasons since coming back into the top flight. And we're probably going to be something similar this time around. This is where we play. We're playing this nice 40,000 plus arena, the Polsat Plus Arena Gdansk, and this guy is apparently our best player, Central African Republic right back Lionel Gafit, who looks like a good right back. Got some good tackling as well. Well done. 24, not bad at all. Young as well, good. He's Mikhail Wojciechowski, 17-year-old, is a hot prospect. He doesn't look very good at all. I mean, I assume he's got some potential, but no, not that good. We're playing green. That'd be nice. And the league season starts in 12 days. So we'll have stuff to do and turn things around. Let's order by our assistant managers' star ratings and see what we've got. So Gafit is our best player. Quickly followed up by Leonardo Morna, who I believe is the captain. Is that right? Did I see him on that? Yes, I did. He's the captain. He's on there. He's a defensive midfielder. So we're probably going to have to play in a formation with a defensive midfielder, because I suppose he can play. Yeah, potentially play midfield as well. Anyway, he's there. He's looked good. We've got a few other players who looked. I mean, obviously it's all relative star ratings. They don't look bad. Wisniewski, he's a defender. 15 tackling, 12 heading. Looks okay. Again, looking at the list, goalkeeper might be an issue. We've only got one goalkeeper again. What is it with teams only having one goalkeeper? Frank Brainer. Not bad. Not bad by the look of things. A couple of 15s, his reflexes and aerial reach. Shot stopping. Where's his shot stopping? I don't even mean shot stopping. Like, yeah, 1-on-1s, 11. He looks okay. He looks okay. I mean, we haven't got any other people in the squad. What's he like? Like, okay, yeah. I mean, that guy we compared him to, not very good at all. So we probably need a new goalkeeper. And I'm not sure. Have we got any transfers coming? Have anyone left recently? No one's left recently. He's coming on a free. He's not that good. 18 in the under 19s. Last season, anyone new to the squad? Wisniewski came in last year. We've not really lost anyone big. Okay, right. Let's go through the rest of pre-season. How long have we got to pre-season, did I say? A couple of weeks? Yeah, literally 19 days. So we'll try. We'll go through. We've got one friendly, 19 days of pre-season. We'll figure out our tactic, and we'll be back just before the season kicks off. What's the financial situation like, actually? That's what I meant to check. Oh, I've got loads of money. Loads of money. 4 million in the bank. 1.6 transfer budget. Wage budget. See, I renegotiated a high wage budget because I knew we'd need some new players, and we've got basically 40 grand to work with in the wage budget. So, brilliant. Let's do that. And let's go through pre-season and see if we actually get anyone in. And we'll tackle the league season, which we will not win first time, I think. If we can get close to Europe or even into Europe, that would be a massive success. But remember, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it around with all your friends. and we will complete Poland in this video. That is very much for certain. Let's go do the rest of pre-season. Okay, it's been 3 weeks, and this is the page you immediately want to see because these are the transfers in. Look, no one out. We've not lost any of our best players, which is a surprise because that normally is what happens. We signed a goalkeeper, Ivan Subotinicic. Croatian goalkeeper, looks a lot better than the guy we had before. One-on-ones at 16, yeah, he's a much better goalkeeper. If we do the comparison on here, if I can find the right page, Brainer, that guy. Yeah, in all areas, apart from eccentricity, because who cares about that? But look on the polygon, look, so much better. That's an improvement. I'm happy with that. We've also brought in Bjorn Emmons on a free. He was formerly at Eindhoven, not PSV, FC. He's a defender, and he's more well-rounded than Wisniewski, but I think Wisniewski's got slightly better tackling. But generally speaking, I think he's more well-rounded, so he's an improvement in the defence. And then we've got Luke French, all one name, not Luke, surname French. Luke French, not quite sure why, he just appears on everything as Luke French. Don't know. Anyway, he's English. He been at Liverpool, Portsmouth, Bournemouth, Leicester, and now Lechia Gdansk. He's a striker, and hopefully he's going to get lots of goals for us. A finishing of 15, could be slightly better, but that shouldn't matter. Generally, everything else is okay. He's not got the most pace in the world. He's got some good general ability. I think he's going to be a definite improvement on what we had before, which was Igor Ostrowski. And we've also got Kamil Jaskolowski. I should be able to pronounce Polish names. I really should. And then Raphael, who's not Polish, but he is our incumbent veteran striker. And this is the stat tick we're going for. It's a little bit weird, I'll be honest. It's gone for something asymmetric. I'm not sure it's going to work. We've tried asymmetric in the past, and it hasn't done amazing. But we're going for a 4-1-2-1-2. Yep, with French and Raphael as the two strikers, I think, to begin with. If this doesn't work, we will probably bring Mornar up to midfielder and go with a winger on the left and go for a 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 with wingers. But we'll tackle that as we go through the season. That's the situation we find ourselves in. Season preview, I think we kind of touched on it already, but mid-table, we moved up to 12th after making a couple of signings. But I'm actually aiming for top 6, potentially. Get ourselves into the battle for Europe. If we actually get into Europe as well, that would be brilliant as well. But yeah, top 5, top 6 is where I'm aiming. If we finish in the European places, I'll be very happy. Qualification for Europe is the first time, because that'll boost our potential pool of players if we get some Conference League football. We love the Conference League on this save. We won it twice, so why not try and win it in Poland as well? But there we go. Right, league season is going to be underway in a second. We've just got the one domestic cup to worry about as well. The league structure in Poland, which I don't think I covered, 18 teams in total, just play each other twice, and that is it. So 34 games in the league. No random splits, no dropping of points, anything like that. Just 3 relegation spaces, up to 5 European places, depending on the winner of the cup. And a couple of dominant teams in that Legia Warsaw will probably win the league because they've won a lot of the last ones. So they've only not won it once in the last 20 years. Hopefully that'll be twice soon when we win it. It's probably not this season. But let's go through the first half of the season and see how things go. Halfway through season number 1 in Poland, and the prediction of battling for Europe was pretty spot on actually, because we're in 4th after 17 games, and whilst we're not quite in touching distance of Legia Warsaw, we are definitely in that hunt for those European places. It's quite tight, sort of Wisla Krakow 4 points clear of us, and then we've got Wisla Plock, Lech, Cracovia, and then a whole host of other teams in the mid-table who are within touching distance of us, but we could just, I think we could get some European football. I'm quietly confident. We've had a good start to the season. We won our first game 3-2. Luke French getting on the score sheet straight away. I mean, we might as well look at that. That's generally that's what we do. We weren't massively better than Gornik. They had more chances. We had the better chances, though, when we ended up winning the game 3-2 as well. Left winger Terranova ball into the back post, saved by the goalkeeper, and then Luke French knocked in the rebound. Terranova involved again. There's Raphael not quite getting on the header. It went all the way across to another shot from Martinez on the left, Raphael slotting home the the second goal on the rebound. And once again, Terra Nova involved a lot in the game so far, playing nicely from the slightly further back left midfield position. His counterpart on the other flank, Martinez, getting the third goal. And then we kind of fell asleep in the last 20 minutes. Gornik came much more to force in the second half. Tront getting the first goal back, and then just before the end of the game, in added time, they got a second. But we weren't really in doubt. They were slightly... I think their second half performance flattered them quite a lot. We were 3-0 up before they really turned things on. And then, obviously, we hung on for a 3-2 victory away from home in the first game. Then we had a bit of a slump in August. I say a slump. We faced Legia Warsaw and Wisla Krakow. We're going to not win those games. That's quite obvious. We're not going to win those games. This point in the save, at least. Anyway, in the stint here in Poland, anyway. We also lost to Odra Opole, who are sort of mid-table, but if we look at the teams they beat, if we look at their schedule, they won. They lost a load of games in a row, then beat Legia Warsaw, drew with Krakow, beat us, and then I'm sure they beat someone else who was surprising. Maybe not. Maybe it was just us and Legia Warsaw. I thought they'd beat Pogon, but no, they lost to them. Never mind, it must have been someone else. Anyway, the league is looking healthy. 4th place at the halfway point is good. In terms of performance, French has got 10 goals in 16. At one point it was, I think it was like 7 in 7, but he's slowed down a little bit as the English striker. Still a bit strange that his name is Luke French, not Luke French. But anyway, he's done well. Jaskolski has been up there off the bench quite a lot. Raphael's only got 4 goals. I was a little bit disappointed. I was expecting more from him. In terms of best rating, Socha, who has been switching with Terra Nova on the left flank, has got the highest average rating. Terra Nova's played more games, though. And then Brainer, when he's played, which has mainly been the Cup, I believe. He's done 2 Cup, 2 League. He's done well, but he's definitely not going to be taking over the lead goalkeeper position, despite Sobotinic having a slightly poor average rating, but he's played more games, so that's just what's going to happen. This guy's under bid. We'll quickly look at the transfers as well, because there's some stuff happening. Since the jump-in sort of pre-season, we sold this guy, Marcleccio. Anyway, he's gone to Stal Mielec, rather. He's a defensive midfielder. He was not going to get in the squad. I think he potentially got some potential. So it might be a bit of a disappointing sale in the end, but he's not. He wasn't in the first team, and I'm all about the now. We brought in Gaz Cheklaks on a free, another English guy, been at Everton, Sheffield United, Watford. He is capped at under 19 level, but he's come in on a free. Honestly, not made the impact I was expecting. He's kind of not. He's not played many games, but he's not done amazing when he has played. So it's kind of bit of hit and miss. But he's in a 30s. He's worth a lot of money. So even if it's a buy on a free and sell at the end of the season, that'd be fine. Equally, Libor Svejcek, left defender. We brought him in to try and cover off the left defensive position. And again, I've given him a few opportunities, but his average rating is a 6.1. So he's not immediately jumped into the squad and taken control of that position. But that's the situation we're in. This guy, Milan Severovic, is off to Empoli at the... he's kind of agreed his transfer really early on, or just at the end of the window, and he's off for $500,000. This guy, Arkadix Smolen, he's off as well. Again, it's a bit of money. Andre Alves, off to PAL, bit more money. Vaclav Kunkel is coming in. He's on we're paying compensation for him from Brno. He's a midfielder. He's kind of I'm hoping him and Cheklask in the second half of the season can really take over control of the midfield. But we're basically just making some money, trying to build up the coffers for next season and get to a position where we can build a better side for season number 2. Because obviously we're going to hopefully get some European football out of this. We're still in the cup as well. We won 4-0 in in the second round of the cup, through to the next round, which I think is the quarterfinals. We haven't got the draw yet for that. So we're still battling on each front. I'm hoping for European football next season. Squad's doing okay with some areas to improve in, I think, definitely. But I'm happy so far, and things are going well. We've got, obviously, the rest of the season to go through, another 17 games. We've got everyone to play again. But 4th place after the halfway point is a good start. If we get anywhere near the top 2, I'd be shocked. Well, the top 3, really. But, yeah, 4th. I'm happy with that. Let's see how the second half of the season goes and whether we get any European football or not for season number 2 here in Poland. You join me back in the Polish Cup final as we played against KGHM Zaglebie. We went behind at the hour mark with that header, lofted ball in towards the back post, headed home by Adamczyk. Terranova slotted from the penalty spot in the 82nd minute, and then all the way through extra time, nothing could break the two sides, and it went to penalties, and you will see what happened here as Raphael got the first goal for us, then this lovely save by Brainer, obviously second choice goalkeeper, in goal for this. Luke French, who's been great all season, poor penalty though, so that levelled things still at 1-1. Another great save, well, poor penalty, but great save by Brainer, made it 1-1 still as we got the third penalty, and then we scored 2-1, and then everyone else just kept slotting home for the rest of the shootout, but the damage was done. They'd missed 2, we'd missed 1. Brainer stepping up for a penalty nice and early, confidence from the goalkeeper, and that was it. We got one more penalty to go, and it was enough to win 4-3 on penalties. For some reason it didn't show Martinia getting the winning penalty, but we won the cup. We've got European football from winning the cup. Brainer, great average rating. Again, he's not as good as Subotinic, whatever you pronounce his name, but he scored a penalty, saved 2, the hero of the cup final. Unfortunately, the league hasn't gone as well as it was looking like it was going. If we got through, we lost to Cracovia, we lost to Legia Warsaw, we lost to Lech, we lost to the team we beat in the cup final, and then another couple of losses to Wisła Plock and Pogoń. That one to Wisła Plock really did the damage, as that put them into 4th. Well, they finished 4th. We finished a point behind them. If we'd not lost to them, we'd have finished 4th. It was very tight, which I said it was going to be very tight as we got at the halfway point. Lech really came on in the second half. They pushed up to 3rd. Wisła Krakow fell off. So really, it was going to be tough to get 4th anyway. But we got the European football. We got the Europa League berth from winning the cup. And Legia Warsaw won the league by 1 point. It went to the final day. Pogoń beat us, but it was not enough as Legia Warsaw beat Wisła Krakow 5-1 and clinched the title by a point. So, 6th place is not bad. I was hoping for top 5, top 6, get some European football. We got European football by winning the cup, and that has done enough. That's kind of hit home the sort of target for the season. Get European football, build on it for next year. Right, this year, look at your performance. Average rating, he doesn't count, is just Jaskolski, 7.28. He's done really well. He's got 12 goals. He's come on a lot in the second half of the season. 12 goals in 13 starts. Speaking of most goals, French really fell off. So at the halfway point, he was on 10. He started out 7-7 and ended up only getting 14. Raphael came strong in the second half. He got 14 as well. We've already mentioned Jaskolski. Terranova has got a few there as well, and Martinez, so they're the guys on the flanks. We've kind of had to, as I mentioned, we probably would have to do with the formation, go back to something more normal. Morna pushed up, and the left midfielder pushed up to left winger. Well, no, I wasn't really speaking of. I said left, and that made me think of the left back. So what is happening in terms of transfers? Did anything happen? Yes, there was one more transfer, actually. So we've already got Kunkel coming in, who we mentioned. And then this guy, Adrian Gillingberg, on loan from AIK in Sweden, the Finnish striker. He did okay, actually. 2 goals in 9 starts. Nothing in the cup, though. But yeah, he came in on loan because we just needed a bit more depth for some reason in the striking position. So that's what we went for. It's because we sold Ostrowski, actually. That's why I'm now remembering. So he went to Wisła Plock, which was... He's got a couple of goals for them. So we'd already mentioned all of these guys. And then this guy, Malkowski, youngster, he went to Cracovia's youth team as well. But more things are happening. So we're selling a lot of players, basically. Rojas, he was like 3rd, 4th choice centre-back. He's going for 100k. Zvacek, who we brought in on a free, is going for a lot more money than that. He's not made his massive print on the left-back position. He's going for up to 1.4 million. Czeklax, who has, again, not made his imprint on the centre of midfield that much. He's going to Wrexham for 2.8 million, 2.7 million. Markovic also, he's going. Another midfielder who's not quite put his mark on the squad. He's going to Switzerland for 675k. But we are bringing Daniel Padani, again, another striker. Still trying to find that right mix of strikers. So he's going to be replacing the guy on loan, basically, and stepping in. Hopefully to potentially start. He's a 23-year-old Czech guy joining us from Baník Ostrava for, what was it, 57k on, free transfer with compensation. So that's going to bolster the squad. We're going to look to make some improvements, obviously, to the squad next season. I think we need some more players in the central midfield now. Potentially something in defence as well to improve on. We've got Emmons and Wisniewski, who are both very good, but maybe another third option in the centre of defence. Definitely some more in midfield, and potentially on that left wing, Socha and Terranova are good and have played well, but we could obviously find someone better, hopefully. I mean, obviously, we're going to try and find better players in all positions, but that's the focus, really. Centre of midfield is the focus, and potentially another left-back, left winger. That left side is slightly weaker than its equivalent, but we shall see as we go through pre-season. Obviously, we've got European football. I think we qualify and go into, is it the playoff in the Europa League? I can't find out where I'd find that. It's on the homepage. Yeah, Europa League, we join in the playoff, I think, which is the last phase. So if we win, we go into the league phase. If we lose, we go into the Conference League. I'll be happy with either. But that's that. We've won the cup, finished 6th in the league, and next season we're in Europe. And we love Europe because it's fun and you get loads of money. So hopefully we qualify for the league phase of the Europa League. But if we drop into the Conference League, we do probably have a chance of winning it. I mean, we've won it from Hungary and Romania with Debrecen and Rapid. So if we get a third Conference League, we might become the Conference League kings on this save game. Right, pre-season, it's not very long, but we'll go through it now and hopefully strengthen the squad ahead of season number 2 with Lechia in Poland. Okay, pre-season was quicker than expected because we've got the Super Cup, obviously, because we won the Polish Cup. So that's going to happen in, well, a few minutes, actually. But we're going to have a look at what we've done in the preceding weeks. And we've got all of our business done at the beginning, well, at the end of June, as the transfer window opened in July. So we'd already got Padani joining us. He's that striker we got on a free from the Czech Republic, from Baník Ostrava. We've also got in Serbian Dejan Vukovic. Again, this guy is to kind of potentially cause some depth with Martinez on the right-hand side. So he plays sort of further back. I'm giving us a bit of options as to whether we have the winger further forward or in a right midfield position. But he comes on a free. He was basically offered to us, and we took him. He might be another one where we just end up selling him for a couple of million after getting him in for free, and we're not complaining about that. Adam Crispin comes in, Israeli midfielder, centre-back, midfielder, defensive midfielder, can play all three. He's 29. He joins us on a free from Maccabi Petach Tikva. Again, 29, pretty good. Got some good passing in midfield as well. Depth added to the midfield. And then Yol Uzan, this guy is even better. He's Israeli as well. 21-year-old. Joined us again on a free from Hapoel Tel Aviv. And he, hopefully, will be being inserted into our starting 11. We've got Uzan, Emmons and Wisniewski is our three sort of first choice centre-backs, even though we've only got 2 centre-back positions. But he's looking really good. Again, Wisniewski has got slightly better tackling, but again, he is more well-rounded, and him and Emmons are kind of similar, so will probably be like for like. And did we get? I think the only other sale we made was Luzau, went on a free back to Brazil. He was on loan last season, so we never really knew him. But the squad is looking well-rounded. We've got basically 2 players for every position, with a couple of youngsters knocking around the squad as well. One thing I don't think I mentioned last season, in the league, there is a similar sort of rule to Canada, I think it was, where you have to play a certain number of minutes in each match with players under 22 who are domestic. But unlike Canada, where if you don't meet it, you don't enter the playoffs to win the league, you just get a little bit of a fine in Poland. I think it was like 230k or something like that. So we didn't meet it last season, got fined, didn't matter, never mind. So yeah, basically it's a play one under 21 or under 22 player every game to meet the target, but you get a fine. So who cares? Essentially, bit of a nothing rule because we haven't got any good under 20s Poland players, under 22 Polish players. So we're not gonna meet it again this season. Never mind. Looking ahead, Uzan has dropped in as our key player, by the way. Looking at the league, and the season preview. We are currently 8th in the preview, but level with Gornik in 4th. If we don't finish in the top 4, it's going to be a disappointing season. We have definitely improved the squad. I probably don't think we've got enough to challenge Legia Warsaw, and Lech and Pogoń are probably Pogoń. I'm butchering this. I apologise to any Polish fans. But yeah, I think we probably haven't got enough to challenge the top 3. But 4th is very much open for us to take. Obviously, last season we finished 6th and won the cup. So we've got European football as well. We've got European football to worry about, but hopefully it's not going to be too much of a distraction. If anything, it'll fill the bank up a little bit as well, which was not empty at all, 6.5 million. So we've got plenty of money sloshing about, loads of wage budget to still play with if we want to do some late transfers towards the end of the window. Quite a lot of transfer budget as well. But generally speaking, I'm happy with the squad. We've got cover in every position. Basically, we've got a core of 22, 23 players to fill out basically and do the season. I don't think I actually mentioned where did he come in? Yeah, I didn't mention him. Brad Ramage, left back, Scottish, comes from Queen's Park. Spent a long time at Rangers as well. He's come in as our new potentially first choice left back. Not much of an improvement over Mikrot, but we need a depth on the left side of defence. And again, which is something that's been happening. If we get him on a free and we can sell him for 1-2 million, that's not a bad thing either. If he plays half the season, doesn't quite make his imprint in the side, and we sell him, that's good business. But yes, season preview, I think top 4, definitely. 3rd place is possibly out of reach, but 4th is definitely the target. If we don't get 4th, I'll be disappointed. And a decent run in the Europa League. Obviously, we've got the Cup again, the Super Cup, who cares? We're playing Legia Warsaw, they'll probably beat us. But there we go. Target set, 4th place at a minimum in the league. Let's see how we get on as we go through season number 2. It feels like we've been here longer than a year, but that's probably because every other nation we've done recently has ended quite quickly. So let's see how we get on in the challenge in Poland. Season number 2 is underway. Okay, we are halfway through the season, and our 4th place prediction, I think it was 4th place, has been blown out of the water. We are definitely in the top 4, but we are currently 7 points clear at the top of the table. Legia Warsaw have had an absolute stinker from about match day 12. They've lost like 5 games out of their last 7 or something daft like that. Maybe not 5 out of 7, maybe 4 out of 5. We'll have a look in a second. But they have, in fact, lost 5 games and I think drawn 1. So maybe it's literally is 5 out of 7. I can't count. Anyway, we have dropped 2 games. One which we lost 5-4 to Gornik and then 2-0 to Pogoń. And then we've also drawn with Warta Poznan. We beat everyone else though because we're on great form. Let's have a look at our schedule. We lost the Super Cup final 4-1. Pretty abysmal performance really. They just completely dominated and played us off the park. But we got revenge later on in the season here with a 2-0 victory thanks to goals from Jaskowski and Matinia. We came back from behind. We might as well watch them because they were the better side again. But as the home side, we came back, took our chances. We only had 7 shots in the whole game, 2 on target. They were both goals. But early on, Legia Warsaw took the lead with this break. Loads of room in the middle of the park and unsurprisingly converted. Sobotinic had no chance to save that one. But in about half an hour gone, our first proper chance of the game. Lovely ball. Jaskowski getting by everyone and slotting home to equalise. And then in the second half, from this corner, they could not get rid. Kunkel took 2 attempts to head it. It was cleared out to Matinia, who shot from range. And that was it, basically. That was enough to get us the 3 points on the day. And that gave us the league lead. As you can see here, we went through pretty decent run. We'll get to the Europa League in a second. But out of the cup in the first round because we got drawn against an actual top flight team for a change. But since that defeat against Gornik in September, we've normally dropped points in one league game. We've basically won loads in a row and took complete control of the league. We won 7-1 here against Katowice. I don't know if that's how you... Katowice? Anyway, they're near the bottom, near the relegation zone. Smashed them 7-1. 7 different goal scorers as well. We'll speak about goal scorers properly in a second, but there's someone who's been on absolute fire. In fact, if we look at the league table quickly, yeah, they are last 18th, 10 points out of the chances of surviving at the moment. We've just beat Lech 2-1 at the halfway point. We're on a great run, scoring lots of goals. Not Conference League, Europa League. We got drawn against Trabzonspor in the playoff, beat them 6-3 on aggregate. And then the league phase, we beat Malmo, drew with Young Boys and Frankfurt, lost to FCSB, blooming Romanians again. Beat Victoria Plzen, and then we've got Celtic, Sevilla and Betis in the final 3 games. But we are well and truly in the hunt for a playoff place. Lech are also up there with us. Pogoń look like they should get into the knockout playoff round as well. So there's 3 Polish sides in the Europa League this season, all doing quite well for themselves. I wish we'd have beat FCSB, but they beat us 1-0 on the night. That would have put us in a much better, stronger position going through this point of the league phase. You can see our small squad, as we've mentioned. We've got 2 in every position, and that's hopefully going to stay the same as we go through. We might, out of the chances we've got, I think left wing is potentially an area we want to look at to improve upon. As I mentioned, goal scorers, Podani's got 14 after joining us, and Jalskolski's got 13 as well. So Podani obviously came in on a free at the end of the season. We just played his compensation, and he's been a revelation. He's played so well in all competitions. His 7.83 rating currently in the league at the halfway stage, 12 starts, 11 goals, and he's been basically partnered most of the time by Jalskolski, who has come on quite a lot compared to his performances last year. He's already basically matched his goal scoring record for the year and surpassed it in all competitions, but he is definitely coming on strong. So he was a lot of last season spent on the bench, coming off the bench, being a bit of an impact sub, but this time, which I think is his 5th year with the club now, he is having his potentially best season so far. How are the rest of our new signings settling in? If we go down, you can see they're doing okay. The 2 Israeli guys, in fact, if you're average rating, that's what I thought we were sorted by. So Crispin's been quite good in the midfield. Where is our defence? Uzan has not played as many times as I was hoping. I was trying to get him in a bit more. We've got 4 really good defenders in the centre of defence, so it's been quite tough to get them around. Prochaka has started a lot less than I was hoping for. I'm going to try and bring him on through in the second half of the season a little bit more. But Wisniewski has just been really good, so it's been difficult to get him out of the side, essentially. But generally speaking, it's been a really strong start to the season. Obviously, we've got the second half of the season. We've not got the Cup to worry about. The league phase, I think we shall get through that one quite easily in the Europa League, which will go through into the knockouts. And obviously, any further into Europe would be good. Obviously, it's not the Conference League, so we probably won't win it. But we shall see how we get on. But the league is looking good. We are surprisingly doing really well. Legia Warsaw dropping those 5 defeats pretty much back to back as well has really thrown a spanner in the works for their season, and has opened the door nice and wide for us. And if Podani keeps scoring goals, we're going to win the league, and this will be a season or 2 ahead of where I was expecting. I was thinking this one was going to be a bit more like Northern Ireland or Wales or Ireland, or the seasons basically where we spent 3 or 4 years in a league and it was tough to get to the top, but potentially not anymore, because Legia Warsaw have dropped a lot off the pace this season, and we are filling that gap. Right, we'll do the second half of the season, and we'll be back to see if we have managed to clinch the Polish title and how far we can get in the Europa League as well, because it'd be nice to win that, even though I'm not really expecting to get to the final few stages of that one. The quarterfinals will be great, but we'll see how we get on. Right, see you in a second. I think I must be just getting better at toppling one dominant team in a nation, because we've won in Poland at the second season, and quite convincing fashion in the end. And honestly, it's all about putting yourself in a position to take advantage when the best team in the nation, who have been winning the league for 20 years, just have a random wobble and fail. And Legia Warsaw have lost 10 games this season, so that's opened the door perfectly for us to just waltz in and win the league by 4 points. And it's not like we were dominant either. Look at the run-in here that we had towards the end of the season. If you go from the beginning of April, we've lost 3, drawn 2, and just won 2 games in that last, what is that, 9? 7? Hang on, lost 3, won 2, drawn 2. Yeah, that's 7, isn't it? Can't count. But yeah, that run-in was wobbly at best, shaky. We lost 4-1 to Legia Warsaw, who finally decided towards the end of the season to turn things up. Podani then got himself injured. I say got himself injured. He's out for a torn hamstring in training. He's out for 2 to 3 months, so missed the last basically 4 weeks of the season. And generally, I was worried. I was very, very worried. We faced Lech on the final day, and obviously they were second, and we could have gone into that day and lost the league title. Well, if we hadn't won the game before, because we could have done. But they ended up drawing with us on the final day, so we ended up securing that 4-point lead. But we'd already won the titles. Thankfully, we faced bottom side Katowice, who we beat 7-1 away. We only beat them 4-1 at home. Raphael deciding late on in the season to just score our bucket load of goals in the final 2 games. He got 4 in the last 2 games. He'd basically not scored for most of the season before that point. But that's it. Poland has been completed. So, yeah, there's Raphael. He's got 10 in the season total. Podani got 28. Jaskowski, who suffered a bit of an injury as well towards the end of the season, which probably didn't help with our wobble, he got 22. French fell off a little bit as well as Raphael. They both got 10. Martinez got 16 from the right wing. Terranova got another 9 from the left wing. We basically had quite a few people chipping in with the goals. In terms of average rating, it was Podani who just set the world alight. 7.47 overall. 7.59 in the Europa League, 4.5 in the league, and just generally very, very good. A cracking signing. He's only 24 as well, so he's going to get strength to strength. He should be in the Czech national side, but he isn't just yet for some bizarre reason, but he will be soon, I'm sure. Raphael is unhappy, even though he's starting more games now because of injury, and he's even having to play in midfield because we're that ravaged by injury. And he ended up with a really good average rating because of those last 5 games of the season. Just basically turned up at the end. But who cares now, because we're gone. We're done. We've won the league. We won the cup last season. Got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Actually need to mention that. So we qualified straight into the round of 16. Beat Aston Villa on penalties. Podani getting 2 in the first leg, 1 in the second. At 94th minute equaliser to send us to extra time, which then we went through to penalties and won. And then we faced Man City, which was always going to be tough. Lost 2-0 at home, 4-1 away. Quite a disappointing failure to get anywhere in that, but it was to be expected really in the quarterfinals. Lech also got to the quarterfinals and lost to Marseille, so ours is slightly better because Man City were a better side. And Pogon lost also to Man City in the round of 16, who Man City ended up winning the whole thing, I believe, on penalties by beating Marseille. So there you go, the sides that knocked out all the Polish teams got to the final. But we're done. We have finished Poland. It has been fun. It's been surprisingly quick. I think 90 games in total once again. If we go to the right page, history page there, so 90 games in total, another 58% win percentage. Again, that's not setting the world alight. We didn't massively do great things in the first season. We turned up better. We had a much better squad in the second season. We built a better squad. But I didn't think we were going to be challenging for the league title. I thought it was going to be European football this year, challenge for the league title next year, but that's not how it's gone. We have won, and we are resigning from our position as Lechia manager. We're off to South America next for whatever, is it 21? Yeah, we've done 20 now. That's the 20th nation we've completed. We're nearly halfway. We're not far from halfway whatsoever. But if we go to the playable leagues that we've got on offer now, Chile, Colombia, Peru, and Uruguay are up next. For some reason, there's a glitch in that you try and remove Finland, the game just crashes. So I'm not going to do that. Finland leagues will be view only for the rest of eternity because for some reason it crashes the game. But never mind. Everywhere else is going soon. Just me left with 4 smaller, basically non-Brazil or Argentinian South American leagues. And after that, I think we're off to Asia to finish off the Asian leagues as well. But regardless, that's the situation we're in. We're probably going to try and go to Peru next because that's the smaller of the 4 nations. But they're all confusing systems and I'm going to get a headache trying to explain them. But that's all for the next video. Thank you very much for watching me complete Poland. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I will see you as we head off on our flights to South America to try and tackle some more footballing nations here on Completing Football Manager 2024. Thanks a lot.